Good evening, friends, and welcome to Bout 4 of Season 19, the championship bout this evening, the mystery of the MothJammer. My name is Owen Money, and we are coming to you live from Northeast Minneapolis in Quincy Hall, our brand new home for rollers skating around like a bunch of adults who know exactly what we're doing. We are having a silent auction, as you can tell from the very large tile that is in front of you. You can scan that QR code there, and they've given me copy to read about it, so I'm going to do that right now. This year, the silent auction is hosted on Give Butter, and we're excited to share all our amazing items there. You will need to register as a bidder. It will ask for payment method at that time, and it will make paying for stuff a lot easier and make bidding on things a lot easier as well. So in case you're trying to fight, for instance, loose change, one of our in-house announcers, for an item, you can bid faster and irritate her. And she's just outside of earshot of me, so maybe she'll watch this rebroadcast, maybe she won't. We'll find out. There are over 180 items, and there are items for all folks on all budgets. Please take a look as you move through the space, and then watch your bid on the website right from the comfort of your seat. You're presumably sitting right now, unless you're milling around the silent auction, which is over to my right in the back hallway, near the back hallway, I should say, here at Quincy Hall. Many, many items, a lot of fun, witty, inside joke type items like, well, you'll see for yourself. And I'm not going to give away inside jokes. That's kind of antithetical to the whole idea of an inside joke. It's somebody, explaining it, which is what I'm doing. So we got about 10 minutes to Derby. We will be doing a live Derby 101 with the Satellites program. That's the new skaters that join North Star Roller Derby if they have not skated before and they want to have some tutelage. This could be you, dear viewer. If you want to get in on the hot roller skating action, you can join our Satellites program. Look it up on NorthstarRollerDerby.com. I'm going to see if my camera works. Yes, my camera is working. I'm going to drag. It's a little behind the scenes. Well, you can't really see what I'm doing, but it's fine. So yeah, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Leave a like and subscribe. If you subscribe to the channel, that means you can participate in chat. And participating in chat is what everybody's doing these days, so you better do it or, be there, be square kind of thing. The silent auction closes at 9 p.m. We will have a few announcements on stream and as well as in-house. So don't feel like you're going to be missing out on anything. I'm going to try to get my levels a little bit higher here. How's that sound? Well, according to my little VU meter, we're getting into the yellow. So that's great news. We are not flying by the seat of your pants. You're flying by the seat of your pants. So tonight's cards are we're going to be watching the Violent Friends take on the Bangers for the consolation bout, fighting for third place, I should say, and then the championship this evening will happen right afterwards. That will be the Kilmores and the Kilmores and the Deltas. Those of you with longer memories than most will remember that the Deltas and Kilmores faced off at the beginning of our season, and it came down to the final jam, so we'll see if we can get some more of that high-flying competitive action going this evening. All right, we have a shout-out here about parking. I can skip it. We are looking for a new practice space. If you have or know anyone that has a warehouse space that could hold a derby-sized track, please let us know. There's flyers around here, etc. Or you can email us at practice_space_search at NorthstarRollerDerby.com. Would definitely love a place that we could maybe even bout in. We love it here at Quincy Hall, but for convenience's sake, it is. You'll notice on the camera there's a lot of tape on the track. So we have a lot of stuff going on and a lot of tape that needs to get put down on the track. And if you can paint it on, it's a lot easier. But, if you're just renting it for the evening, they're not going to let you do that. All of my sponsor sheets are sticking together. Yay, all right. Crowd's into it, ready to get going. First thing that's going to happen, though, is going to be we're going to introduce the teams, and then we're going to get into Derby 101. And let me... Sorry, going back and forth here between clicking things on a laptop and doing actual stuff, like actual work. So thanks for joining me here. The new home of North Star Roller Derby, youtube.com/@ North Star Roller Derby. Thanks for being here with me. I may have jumped the gun on the introductions here, but we're going with it'll be the bangers that. Excuse me. Oh, I see. I'm looking at different rosters. I am very well put together here this evening. Thank you for dealing with me and my shortcomings. We shall see. It's number 42, A Girl Has No Name. 303 is Crescent Wench. 1300 is Katarina Hit. Number 12 is El Dente. 57 is Nacho Lady. 999 is Natural Disaster. 510 is Patty Nar. 711 is Ray Zuka Bubble Yum. 45 is Scarlet Raven. 73 is Bonks. 906 is Sassberry. 612 is Lunatic. 666 is Sailor Doom. Number 3 is Super Hot. They are bench staffed by Judgment Bay, Mythbusty, She Coli, and Stabby Cat. They have some fun rollout shenanigans happening on screen, as you can see. They've all got capes. Most of them. No, they do all have capes. Even the bench staff are caped up. Good to see solidarity in the bench staff with your skaters. Well, it's the final bout of the season, so everybody's busting out the shenanigans. Love to see it. Group huddle. Let's see if I can see what they're shouting. It is Bang Bang. You guessed it. So skating against the Bangers this evening is the Violent Friends. Violent Friends is number 8, Batty Longlegs. Number 505 is Bruisin' Susan. Number 15 is Daryl B. Blood. Number 36 is Disco Scream. Number 277V is Electric Cutie. 219 is Halibut. 504 is Marlboro Dread. 420 is Mayhem. 27 is Panic Attack. Number 11 is Pop Roxy. 842 is Rift Track. 1066 is Sank Bite. 23 is Snarly Parker. 13 is Torrential Pain. And they're bench coached this evening by Miko Meat Sauce and Mo Rodder. They're flying through the clouds here on the track. There goes Mayhem. Oh, they've got I see they've got some cardboard cutouts, and they're going through the. Oh, there's Mothman. That's Mothman. Mothman's real. Mothman's on skates, and Mothman is at Quincy Hall. Oh, they're flying through the clouds, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody picked out their own favorite little critters. There they go. Paint a real good picture for you. Love to see it. Violent Friends have a long and storied history of shenanigans for rollouts, and it is alive and well. Gnarly the Narwhal's here. If you want to join Gnarly the Narwhal, you can certainly join the Narwhal Party Pod. Yeah, they'll be making appearances later on in the evening. I can guarantee it. Let us know how our oops. We have a lot of officials. It takes a lot to make this happen. We've got Valhalla, D-Rex, Aces and Skates, The Mad Statter, Rinky Tink, Pity Party, Murder Strut, Bookem Dando, Phantom, Necronomabomb, Dr. Dana. And we have on the floor this evening, we have Sauerkraut, Galgazera, Sear, Wandago, Salmon Ellen, Evil Red, and Slay Station 2 for the first game. First-time viewers will notice that there are even more officials than there are skaters, and that is going to be made apparent. One of the things with roller derby that makes it so unique is that when a whistle is blown and a penalty is called, play does not stop. So we're going to go through Roller Derby 101 here in just a moment. Almost done with the officials. There they go. So here we have the satellites. They're going to be doing Derby 101 for us. So yeah, roller derby is busted up into two 20-minute halves. Each half is split into smaller 2-minute segments called jams. And there are a maximum of 10 skaters on the track at any given time. Blockers are saying hi. See if I can read all of the names on the back. We got Voltage Vixen, Ghoulie Girl. We've got Scrap Baby. And we've got Yes Chef, McKenna. Sigourney Cleaver, Assault and Nattery, Heather, and two other skaters who have their backs to me, so or their fronts rather, so I cannot see what their names are, unfortunately. That's okay. So where did I leave off before I had to rearrange some furniture? We have 5 skaters on each team. The 8 skaters lined up between the horizontal lines on the track are called the blockers. They make up what is called the pack. Blockers will be playing simultaneous offense and defense. There is a whistle that will get us off to, Sigourney Cleaver is making mincemeat of the white blockers and is being called lead jammer. Ooh, maybe I can grab some names. Nope, I'm not able to see the names. That's okay. Gnarly doing their best to keep up with the not lead jammer referee. Sigourney Cleaver has made it through, and that means that she scored 4 points. It is still 4 points. I know what I'm doing, I promise. 4 whistles are blown, which means that would be the end of the jam. Or if 2 minutes rolls around, the jam will reach what we refer to as its natural conclusion. So that's basically roller derby in a nutshell. You did it. You viewed it. We talked about it. Satellite's getting love from the crowd. Those are the new folks that are going to be hopefully being drafted onto teams once they have graduated from the satellite program and join one of the home teams that you see before you. Okay. And we're going to be off here. We're going to start off the evening by looks like we've got for the Bangers, that's number 1300 Katarina Hit going up against 219 Halibut. We're going to get the Not Your Whistle here as soon as we see what's going on the Valhalla boldly and confidently claiming that was not our whistle. 5 seconds and we are away. There goes Halibut trying to get through. That'll be a natural disaster. And Super Hut, one of the fosters for this evening. Super Hut gets to skate again later in the championship bout. And Halibut so far is doing some pretty good work, knocking some folks to the ground out in front. And lead jammer status is going to be going to the Violent Friends. Katarina Hit is going to try to work on that wall there of Marlboro Dread, Bruising Susan, and Pop Roxy. Able to do a little spin move and get around Pop Roxy finally is Katarina Hit. Halibut running into the back of the blue wall. Pop Roxy telling Halibut to call it, and call it she does. Only 1 point picked up there by Halibut. Well, that'll put the Friends on the board. 1-0. I'm just checking my laptop's temperature. It's working real hard. We got some lighting changes happening in the house here. I think we decided on whoever has the lead, that's whose lights get to light up. We'll see number 45 for the Bangers. That'll be Scarlet Raven going up against Batty Longlegs. Scarlet Raven able to take advantage of some offense there. Played on the outside of the first straightaway, and away goes Scarlet Raven flying through the tracks and flying through the turns. Not too far behind, though, is Batty Longlegs. Nice, firm, smooth floor here at Quincy Hall. It's what we love. Oh, 3 points getting picked up by Batty Longlegs. A grand slam, a.k.a. 4 points being picked up by Scarlet Raven. That was a fast jam, folks. But we're tied. We're tied up, even though that giant hole on the inside was left on this side of the track. Ooh, no lights for a tie. Perfecto. All right, Zooks is going to be jamming for the Bangers. That'll be number 27, Panic Attack. For the Friends, Zooks trying to get around the outside while Panic Attack is trying to go straight through the middle. Going on the outside is Panic Attack. Oh, no, Panic Attack is going to pick up her first penalty of the evening. That'll be a track cut penalty. Very close. Was just on her tippy toes on the outside line on the first straightaway. Zooks picks up lead jammer status after bowling over the Violent Friends there on the turn closest to the camera. Oops. Sounded like some miscommunication because Pop Roxy busted out her teacher voice. The caped individual with the finger going around in the air, that would be El Dente. Third base coaching for the Bangers today. Some offense there being played by Nacho Lady for the Bangers, trying to spring Zooks. Unsuccessful, however. Now Zooks is trapped behind Disco Scream, Mayhem, Pop Roxy, and Rift Track. Meanwhile, Panic Attack is again trying the outside line maneuver, trying to tiptoe around, and unsuccessful there and getting brought all the way back there by Bonks. A little bit of skating backwards and trying to recycle the jammer through to some more defense. Panic Attack withstands a hit and is out for not lead jammer, just ahead of Zooks, who is on the third scoring pass, just completed her second. Yep, being told to call it off. Zooks goes ahead and confirms. But Panic Attack at least able to get out of the pack to force the call off. Nothing worse as a jammer when you're stuck behind a wall of blockers and there's no daylight. That'll put the Bangers on top, up by 8, forward to 12. And we're going to get going here with jam number 4. 5 seconds is called by Valhalla. 5:10 for the Bangers is going to be Patty Nahr, and Halibut's back out there trying once again that violent maneuver on the inside. Seems to have shooken up the shape a little bit there for the Bangers, and out goes Halibut for a lead jammer for jam number 3. Patty Nahr suffering a little bit of friendly fire there. Halibut winds up and takes lays a giant hit out on what appears to be Sasbury on the outside. I didn't exactly see what was going on there. Direction of play penalty being called on A Girl Has No Name, so that is going to put the Bangers at a deficit in their pack. Meanwhile, Halibut going around for another scoring pass. That's 8 points for this jam alone. That'll put us back in a tie game. First star pass of the evening will go to Scarlet Raven. But not before Halibut's able to get out for another scoring pass and call it off and regain the lead for the Violent Friends. Halibut doing a little Michael Jordan impersonation there. Doing a little shrug. I don't know. Maybe I'm just that good. A Girl Has No Name is still in the Class Act Cats penalty litter box. So the Bangers are going to start jam number 5 down a blocker. It'll be Batty Longlegs versus Katarina Hit. Friends versus Bangers. Little jammer on jammer action. Maybe got the better of. Yep, that'll be Katarina Hit taking advantage of that. Took advantage of a little bit of confusion there being caused by that jammer on jammer action. Katarina Hit telling her team to get to the front before Batty Longlegs is able to overtake her on turn number 1 and getting forced to call it off. Not lead jammer, not a problem for the Violent Friends. Here we go with jam number 6. That'll be Disco Scream. New jammer for the Violent Friends. For this bout, at least. Going up against 45 for the Bangers. Scarlet Raven once again. Disco Scream trying to take advantage of the pickle that Scarlet found herself in at the beginning of the jam. And able to at least create some separation and keep both teams with each other. Oh, forcing a no-pack call by the officials there, which means the blockers in front need to reform. Well, everybody needs to reform. Disco Scream almost able to stay in bounds. She realizes that she had to go back. Being told to call it off from the bench is Disco Scream. Did she get any points? She got 3 points on very fancy footwork on the inside line on turn number 1. Thanks for joining us here on youtube.com/@NorthStarRollerDerby. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, join me in the chat. Let me know if I'm sounding okay, if the picture looks good. We've had our ups and downs this season. Well, I've had my ups and downs this season trying to keep the stream alive. But Valhalla tells me to pay attention. That's 5 seconds to jam number 7. Halibut jamming once again for the Violent Friends against 7-11 Zooks. Zooks able to do a little side-to-side maneuver and pick up lead jammer status just 5 seconds into the jam. Halibut, meanwhile, is going to be picking up not lead jammer status, beating her feet and getting around the outside. Oh, not able to call off the jam and going to have to pick up a penalty and go sit in that Class Act Cats litter box. That's our sponsor for the litter box, or the penalty box, by the way, is Class Act Cats. We'll have some ad copy here for you in a little bit, but that'll be a track cut penalty being called on Halibut, meaning Halibut has to go sit in that litter box, and that will release Zooks. Neither of these skaters are going to be a lead jammer. They are now not lead jammer. And they're both eligible to score points, but neither of them can call it off. So this will be the remaining 1 minute and 7 seconds of jam number 7. And Halibut only had to sit for as long as Zooks did. We have a looks like Pop Roxy is going to be going to the litter box now. Looks like a back block penalty. Katarina hit proving that she's just as capable a blocker as a jammer, able to muscle out Halibut on the inside and outside a couple of times. Halibut is going to pick up 4 points. Lowering her shoulder is Sank Bite. Zooks absorbs it. A lot of confusion and chaos here being caused by some penalty calls and the jammer approaching the back of the pack. Something's being called on someone. It looked like a high block being called on Nacho Lady. And meanwhile, Halibut picks up 4 more points. We'll find out. Yep, Zooks picked up 4 on her way out. So when the dust settles, and settle it must, because they have to update that scoreboard. 16-point jam by Zooks. That's the biggest one this evening. And that'll be a lead change, and we're back to blue. Just past the halfway mark for the first half. 10 minutes left in bout number 1 this evening. Going to jam number 8. Jam number 7 had a good long life, and we thank it for its service. No pack being called. Patty Longlegs is able to get out for lead jammer status, and Patty Nar, meanwhile, is getting up off of the floor after taking a hit from Snarly Parker. Daryl B. Blood going to the litter box. Bobbing, weaving, snaking, shaking, and baking goes Batty Longlegs. 4 points weaving through the bangers. Much speed, a lot of speed there from Batty Longlegs, a lot of confidence. Picking up 4 more points. That'll be another lead change. It's a lead change so far. We'll see whether that stands. Patty Nar does have the Patty Nar has the star in her hand, looking for a star pass out to her pivot, which happens to be, that'll be Natural Disaster. Natural Disaster, unfortunately, has to deal with some defense, unable to relieve Patty Nar of the star. There's Patty Longlegs with 4 more points, matching Zooks' bout high jam so far, 16 points. In rockstar double knee slide fashion, Patty Longlegs picking up 4 more points and picking up 20 points in a single jam. She will be, so far, the highest scoring jammer of the evening. A lot of derby left, so we'll see if that stands. Katarina Hitt has some kind of fan. It's a contraption of some nature. Who knows? What I do know is that Scarlet Raven is jamming for the bangers. Disco Scream is jamming for the Fryland Friends. Almost able to get through Bruisin' Susan is Scarlet Raven. Nope, sorry, that's not Bruisin' Susan. That is Panic Attack. Disco Stream picks up lead jammer status with Scarlet Raven hot on her heels. Disco Stream being told to call it. And call it she will. No points for either jammer. That was a good hard fight there by both jammers to get out. We've got, we've seen this one before. We've got Katarina Hitt for the bangers and Halibut for the Violent Friends. Both teams seem to be kind of mixing it up there with each other at the jammer line. In to out to back in is Halibut and picking up lead jammer status for the Violent Friends. Katarina Hitt avoiding a hit there by Daryl B. Blood. Picking up not lead jammer status, being told to hit it and quit it is Halibut. Bonks there is providing a little bit of interference and prohibiting Halibut from tapping her hips in time. Luckily, it didn't cost him any points or anything, but, that's a strategy. Make the officials call something. I don't even know what that penalty would be. Pinning an opponent's arms to their sides so they can't call it off. Fun stuff. All right, we got Electrocutie for the Violent Friends against Scarlet Raven. Electrocutie will be our first time jamming this evening. There's the whistle. We're going to get a little bit of back and forth until both jammers are going to go up against their opponents. Throwing his shoulders, Electrocutie able to take out Super Hut. We have a no pass, no penalty, which means that despite getting out first, Electrocutie will not be called lead jammer. So instead, Electrocutie is just going to keep skating around, keep scoring points. A star pass was executed, which means neither team is lead jammer, and we're going to go for the full 2 minutes of jam number 11. As much roller derby as possible is going to be played here. Girl Has No Name did get around that final attempt at a hit there. I think that was bruising. We shall find out when I review the footage later, much later. All right, Batty is out of the litter box, so the Violent Friends are back up to full strength to combat the jamming of A Girl Has No Name. In the meantime, 4 more points for the Violent Friends, brought to you by Electrocutie. I hear a couple of people saying to other people to call it. Can't do it, though. Electrocutie avoiding a track cut penalty, even though the Bangers thought they had knocked her out of bounds. Just a giant mass of derbyists up here on turn number 2, or Apex 2. Torrential Pain lines up A Girl Has No Name for another hit. Little shrug there by Snarly Parker, absorbed by A Girl Has No Name. Electrocutie is going to be, and then ducking underneath the hips of Torrential Pain is A Girl Has No Name for 4 points for the Bangers. No pass, no penalty. That is as many no pass, no penalties as I've ever seen in a single jam, and they all were executed by Electrocutie. Incredible stuff. So no pass, no penalty is like, for instance, if both of the players go out of bounds at the same time, they can both come back in, or the jammer can come back in, and neither of them will be called for a penalty. But we do have our first time out of the game. Do we have a timeout sponsor? We sure do. It's Total Wellness Chiropractic. Thank you for Total Wellness Chiropractic and Doc Bones for keeping our backs straight and our skaters on the track. Strategical timeout here being taken by the Violent Friends. The bench staff is consulting with each other, trying to figure out what's going on, maybe get a couple of lineup changes. And everybody's having a great time. Jam line sponsor is Marty's Deli. Marty's Deli is your local sandwich shop located on a sunny corner right here in Northeast Minneapolis. All pickles, breads, and spreads are made in-house. Yum. Personal note, Marty's is awesome. If you want to get there for brunch, you should get there as soon as you wake up, and that better be at 8 or 9 o'clock. Actually, that's probably too late. You should just camp out in front of Marty's. That line lines up real fast. Shouting out to our silent auction. I'll be posting links in just a little bit. I am busy, and I have not showed anyone else how to run the stream. So we'll all just have to wait. Valhalla announcing Not Your Whistle. Panic Attack for the Violent Friends and 7-Eleven Zooks. Panic Attack is out of bounds and did commit a track cut, but got hit out yet again, so is able to, or has to go all the way back and avoided that track cut. She put her toe stop down just a little too early. Trying to fight through Katarina hit, Nacho, and Natural Disaster is Panic Attack. Unable to do so. Zooks gets lead jammer status. Nope, doesn't get lead jammer status. We have all been duped. Zooks is going to go to the litter box, and we have a power jam for the Violent Friends. Power Jam sponsor? Power Jam sponsor. Not seeing a Power Jam sponsor, but that's okay. That could be you, dear viewer. Lead jammer status for Panic Attack. Cool, calm, and collected is Panic Attack. Cruising through turn number 1. Violent Friends have set up some type of offense. Panic Attack don't need it, just going to do a little side surf, 1 foot action, and get out for 4 points. Don't do it to him, Panic Attack. Zook's still not out, so Panic Attack does not need to call it off, as she's not in danger of scoring any points. Katarina Hit's going to try to make it as hard as possible. Daryl B. Blood picking up what I think is her favorite penalty, the directional play penalty. Zook's, meanwhile, out of the pack. And, Panic Attack was trying to call it off, but unfortunately coasted back through the inside of the track and is going to pick up a track cut penalty. You can commit the track cut, stay out of bounds and call it off, but you cannot commit the track cut, skate back inbounds, and then call it off. If you thought football was complicated, let me introduce to you, dear friends, a roller skating sport known as roller derby. So that is one packed litter box. There can be no more, well, they can sure try to add folks to the litter box, but I hope they don't. So that means that Pop Roxy and Marlboro Dread will be the only 2 blockers, and they will not have a jammer. So that means the Bangers only have to worry about playing defense, or playing offense, excuse me. But this is 2 wily veterans, Pop Roxy and Marlboro Dread. But once the pack gets into that apex, it's really difficult to defend when your opponent only has to worry about offense. So they did a great job on that penalty kill with just the 2 of them. Some quick back and forth there being performed by Bonks. And there goes Panic Attack out for not lead jammer. The real bummer about committing a penalty at the very end of your jam as a jammer is you have to go right back out and do the whole darn thing over again. Bonks trying to flap her away through the ceiling here at Quincy Hall. Picks up 3 points. Little score update for you, you all who are doing chores and listening. We've got 51 for the Bangers and 63 for the Friends. And that'll bring us to the timeout. That's the timeout sign. I do not know. We've got Sauerkraut pointing at the scoreboard, which you can kind of see. You can also kind of see me. Hi, everybody. I'm with the red shirt at the top of the trapezoid at the end of your screen. Is that a trapezoid? It's been a while since geography. All right, so it says timeout. Somebody's asking whether or not everything is okay. I don't know what's happening. There have been 13 jams so far. So maybe we have reached the first intermission. Or maybe we haven't. Doesn't sound like we haven't because Valhalla just told me that's not my whistle. And here comes Halibut for the Friends and Natural Disaster for the Bangers. Natural Disaster able to shrug her way through the pack and pick up lead jammer for the Bangers. Halibut saw some daylight on the outside of the first straightaway and picks up not lead, about half of the track behind Natural Disaster. We've got a whistle. Who's it going to be? It's a back block penalty, and it's going to be on Natural Disaster. So that means it's going to be another power jam, which you could sponsor, you business-having listener, you. And Halibut's just going to have to jam for another minute and 20 seconds. And indeed, the period clock has expired. So this will be the last minute and 15 seconds of the first half of bout number 1. Some offense there being attempted by Daryl B. Blood. Trenchal Payne doing the same, however, shoving also Halibut out on the outside. That'll be it for the blockers, for the Bangers out there. We've got Sailor Doom, Nacho Lady, Scarlet Raven, and Katarina Hit. Katarina Hit nodding along, liking what she sees. Able to be the last line of defense and buy time for the rest of her blockers to come join her up at the front. Meanwhile, here comes Natural Disaster. That would be, I don't remember, or I did not see. Oh, it's a legal procedure, I think, is the cutthroat indicator there. There goes Halibut out, getting chased by Scarlet Raven. I think that's Scarlet Raven's favorite thing to do. Approaching the back of the Bangers. Halibut running into Nacho, who sustains the hits. Meanwhile, here come the red offenders. I hope that's not a nickname that sticks. That's not a very good nickname. I'm not trying to force nicknames up here, folks. That's not what I'm trying to do. That'll be the end of it. 3 more points for the Friends. That'll bring us into our first intermission with the Friends on top with 70 points once the dust settles there, and the Bangers are going to go into the first half scoring 52. Pretty evenly matched so far. All right, that'll be a rolling whistle. We're going to have some track maintenance being performed. In the meantime, let's read about some sponsors. We have Kim Monahan. She is your local Northwestern mutual financial advisor who believes that everyone deserves a financial plan, and that the starting point of any financial conversation should be with you, your life, your family, your priorities, and your goals. You can meet Kim over at the sponsor table or search for Kim Monahan, Monaghan, with Northwestern Mutual Financial Advisors. Another one of our sponsors, North Star Kombucha, is locally made right here in Northeast Minneapolis and looks as good as it tastes. Complex botanical flavors create a drinking experience like no other with many ingredients sourced from local farms. Thank you so much to North Star Kombucha. Museum Services has been around for nearly 5 decades and has been dedicated to protecting, preserving, and promoting the fine arts. Experts for all your art handling needs, including installations, framing, shipping, crating, and storage. You see before you the gnarly party pod. Involves a dancing crab pizza. I'm not making this up. Looks like we got some hula hoops for you, dear viewer. Which one? Uptown Funk. Matt, Uptown Funk on the double. Play Uptown Funk. You don't have Uptown Funk? No? We've got some production emergencies here, folks. One moment. Maybe. We're going to give this a shot. So it turns out there's a lot to do when you're the production lead, a.k.a. me. I owe that narwhal a drink at the after party. Absolutely forgot to submit that song to our DJ, who I did not realize could not just download things as soon as they were requested. So the party pod pooper is me. And this will forever live on with me as a mark of shame, and I do apologize. 2 more minutes for those of you who are listening to us while you are doing the dishes, folding laundry, mowing the lawn at 8 p.m. for whatever reason. Hey, Gren, thanks for being here. Cream and Amber is another one of our sponsors located in downtown Hopkins. Cream and Amber is a new and used bookstore serving coffee and craft beer. Stop by for a lavender white mocha. Wait a minute, there's an email that I received earlier today that is correcting the lavender and white mocha. And local curated gifts. Either way, they're locally crafted and delicious. I need to go apologize to a narwhal. I'm back. Electrocuti's back out in front, not lead jammer. However, that lead jammer status, as you all observed, will be going to Natural Disaster, trying to fight her way through Pop Rocks at the very front of the pack. Oh, that'll be lead jammer status now for Natural Disaster. So that was her initial pass. Meanwhile, Electrocutie able to stay in bounds, gets around Sailor Doom and picks up 4 points for the Violent Friends. Natural Disaster approaching the back of the pack, trying to score some points. Sustaining a hit is Zooks and getting shoved out of the way, and Electrocutie is out for 4 more points, and Natural Disaster will call off the jam after picking up a solitary point for the Bangers to start off. Okay, I saw my camera stuttering there for a second, and my heart stopped. I'm pretty sure my heart stopped. We're fine. As long as nobody's over there playing bumper cars with my camera, but they're getting really close. I put all these bushes up to make sure that they wouldn't do that. That's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. Batty Longlegs is going to be jamming for the Violent Friends, and 45 Scar. Whoa, gets out right away, but so does Batty. So this will be a very close jam. You can hear Scar perhaps screaming in the background. Playing a little jammer keep away. Scarlet, a very salty veteran, picks up 1 point, and Batty Longlegs got 2. High speed, high flying roller derby. And you get a single point for it. Well, it's fun stuff. That's why we're here, right? We're having fun. Everybody's having fun. Five seconds gets called here on jam number 3. Zooks versus Disco Scream for the Bangers and the Friends. Disco Scream able to get through the first set of bangers and gets caught by Katarina Hit, and all those bangers come right back to the front. In the meantime, Zooks out for lead jammer for the Bangers. Trying to chip away at this deficit here. Looks like about 26 points, if my math is correct, which there's no guarantee there. Zooks is going to call it off. No one got nothing except tired. And maybe their steps in. You never know. You never know how many pedometers are out there. Counting steps, strides, what have you. Halibut's back out there for the Friends. Patty Nar for the Bangers. Both teams trying to flatten out there on the jam line. Running into the back of Crescent Wench is Halibut, and Daryl B. Blood attempting to provide offense. A long blast on the whistle. We have a forearm penalty there being called on, we're not sure. It's going to be 504 Marlboro Dread. At the same time, a girl has no name went to the box. So, you know, penalties for everybody. 4 more points for Halibut and the Violent Friends. Meanwhile, Patty Nar is getting recycled to the back, or drawn to the back of the pack by Daryl B. Blood, Sink, Bite, and Electrocutie. And Halibut's just going to keep going around scoring points, racking them up for the Friends, approaching that century mark. Patty Nar, meanwhile, is out of the litter box, as is Marlboro Dread, so both teams are back up to full strength. And Halibut's just out there skating laps. Oops. Scarlet Raven nearly committed a track cut penalty, but was able to go back out of bounds just in time. More side surfing on that line, and Halibut is picking up 4 more points. Scarlet Raven finally out for not lead jammer, so that had not completed her initial pass before going to the box. Some primo offense. Ooh, flapping her arms and staying in bounds on 1 foot on turn number 3 is Halibut. Getting a warm welcome back to the bench by the Violent Friends. 100 points for the Friends with 14 minutes and 44 seconds left in the half. If memory serves, and my memory's real bad, the Friends have not reached the century mark all season. Here comes Katarina Hit jamming for the Bangers, and Batty Longlegs still the largest scoring single jam holder for the evening. Katarina Hitt trying to get through the inside line. Able to shove her way through. Trying spin moves and hip juts. I don't know if hip juts is a thing, but out goes Batty Longlegs for lead jammer. Not too far behind, about 40 feet or so, is Katarina Hitt. Staying low and crossing over. Batty Longlegs hitting it and quitting it. After splitting a pair of defenders in the back, our officials will consult with each other. Torrential Pain and Pop Roxy embracing on their way to the bench. So I'm thinking that my hunch on the century mark is accurate. That will be a grand slam for Batty Longlegs on her way off of jam number 5. Jam number 6 will bring us Scarlet Raven for the Bangers in 36, Disco Scream for the Violent Friends. They decide to go their separate ways. Scarlet Raven to the inside, Disco Scream to the outside, and now they've swapped places. And Scarlet Raven's going to be the beneficiary, picking up lead jammer status. Meanwhile, Disco Scream is still stuck behind the banger wall. And Scarlet Raven's going to start doing laps. One of our inside pack, well, that'll be Sailor Doom going to the litter box. So a shortened pack for the Bangers, and we have another penalty being called there on Rift Track. So Rift Track will go to little box, so it'll be 3-on-3 for the blockers with one jammer each. Disco Scream is out for not lead jammer. Scarlet Raven calling it off with both hands. After Sailor Doom starts standing in the box, that means she's got 10 or fewer seconds left before she's able to rejoin her pals. And Riff is still sitting, so she's got a little bit left in the litter box. Kathy Hitt. Everybody loves a good Kathy Hitt. All right, so Zooks is going to be jamming for the Bangers, and it'll be Halibut once again for the Friends. A quick hit to the outside, and drawing back is able to pick up draw a penalty for a track cut penalty on the Bangers, so this will be Halibut out there skating as a power jam jammer. Getting hit to the outside, however, by Katarina Hitt, and has to face all 4 of the Bangers before picking up lead jammer status, and the Bangers have had enough of this. And so's Halibut because she's out. Lead jammer for the Friends. Meanwhile, Zooks is still in the box, not standing and now standing, so 10 seconds left. Does have the star in hand, ready for that star pass, and Katarina Hitt is in front of the pack, able to pick that up if she needs to. Halibut got hit to the outside and is getting drawn all the way back by Katarina Hitt, and now Katarina Hitt is not in a good position to take that star pass. However, Halibut is able to take advantage of the broken lined up skaters and picks up lead jammer. Rift Track is going to go back to the box. We do have a star pass that's been committed. Katarina Hitt is going to spin around an electrocutie, pick up not lead jammer status. Meanwhile, Halibut is going to be told to call it off by her captain, Pop Roxy, before the Bangers are able to score any points, but the bleeding has ended. So we have a little bit of a consult here on the outside between a couple of officials, making sure that they know who is scoring points. No points was scored by either team on that jam. It's going to get acknowledged up here by our scorekeepers. In the meantime, we've got Batty Longlegs versus Bonks. Friends versus Bangers. Ooh, Batty inadvertently shoved Bonks through the wall of red in the front. Doesn't matter, though. Able to absorb the hits and bounce around like a pinball. Pick up lead jammer status, and Nymphadora, or no longer Nymphadora Bonks. Just Bonks is only half a track behind. Pop Roxy yelling, keep going, and they call it off as soon as they pick up 4 points. So Electric Cutie is going to be skating against Nacho Lady. Or perhaps just Nacho. I need to consult my list of people. It is Nacho Lady. Haha. Nacho Lady sponsored the viewing screen on the bar side of the venue. So if you happen to find your way into Quincy Hall and are enjoying being able to watch the bout on the in-house screens, find Nacho and say thanks. Nacho spies some daylight on the inside, just has to get through Daryl B. Blood, Marlboro Dread Pop Roxy, and Mayhem. Nobody's doing none of that, though. Oh, excuse me, that's not Daryl, that's Panic Attack. Nacho nearly able to stay in bounds, but falls to the inside at the very last second and coming back around to try again. Meanwhile, Sasbury is trying to play some offense. Is able to move a couple of skaters aside. Nacho not able to take advantage, however, and Electric Cutie getting out for lead jammer. Just about 1 minute into the 2-minute jam, a star pass has been executed. That'll be Scarlet Raven putting the cap on for her team. And Electric Cutie is capital S stuck in the back there. Meanwhile, Scarlet Raven able to pick up 4 points. Let's find out how much the Friends want to gamble with their 42-point lead. 38-point lead. That was one of the easier passes that I'd seen. Scarlet Raven knowing where that easy pass is going to be, and before she's able to pick up any more points, Cutie does call it off after picking up 4 points. And somebody better than math can do the math on that number of points lead. First time jammer this evening, Riff Track is going to be trying out the star for the Violent Friends. Here comes Katarina hit. Kathy hit to her Grin Friends. Whistle's blown, and we are off for jam number 10. Ooh, Katarina hit lowering the shoulder, taking out not just Disco Scream, but also Scarlet Raven and Torrential Pain. Able to pick up lead jammer status, and Rift Track has to get through. Can't really see. Oh, yeah, it's a Girl Has No Name. Sailor Doom. Not quite an apex jump. As Katarina hit, a little juking in the background has the Friends a little discombobulated. Friends do coagulate, however. A couple of college words there for you. That'll be 8-4-2. That looks like a back block, and that means that Rift Track is going to the box, and a power jam for the Bangers, much needed for them. There's still time for them to catch up if the Friends make enough mistakes and the Bangers capitalize on them. Katarina hit, picking up 4 more points. Point at somebody in the audience. I'm sure they know who they are. Torrential Pain trying to direct some traffic for the Violent Friends. And a Girl Has No Name providing some much-needed offense. Sank Bite with a Mondo hit on Katarina hit, able to, that'll be a direction of play penalty being called on Sank Bite. And that'll mean that Katarina hit does not need to go so far back. In the meantime, Rift Track is out of the litter box. Katarina hit is out of bounds. And Torrential Pain is trying to draw her back. Don't know if that was wise. We'll see who gets a directional play penalty on that one. Well, that'll be Sailor Doom. Meanwhile, Katarina hit is out for 4 more points. Rift Track is trying to battle around Bonks. Able to do so. Absorbs a hit from A Girl Has No Name and Crescent Wench. Out for not lead jammer. Doesn't have the star on. Puts it back on now. Done all she can, and that'll be the natural nope, I didn't see what happened, whether that was the natural conclusion or not. You can let us know in the comments, please. A second time out here being called by the Friends, remembering that they do, in fact, have those. You know what we've got, though, is sponsors, really cool ones. Class Act Cats, I have mentioned that they are our penalty box sponsor. Turn your cat from sassy to classy. Class Act Cats helps cat parents with common and frustrating cat behavior problems solve their cat behavior woes, even if they feel like they have tried everything. Class Act Cats. You cat parents out there will be able to attest that cats got problems. They can have, one or two of those. Good thing they're cute. One of our sponsors, Angry Inch Brewing, angry beer for happy people. Angry Inch has everything you could need, beer and a dog-friendly patio. Take a trip down to Lakeville and check out their full-flavored malt-forward beers. Thank you again to Angry Inch Brewing. Valhalla robustly announcing that is not their whistle. Violent Friends are on the track just in time. One of them has to go out. Snarly Parker is volunteering to take a breather. It's 3-on-3 with the blockers, though. Oh, my camera needs to stop giving me a heart attack. All right, I think it's settled down, which is good. All right, Zooks is going to be skating for the Bangers, and Batty Longlegs for the Violent Friends. Able to stay on her skates just long enough is Batty Longlegs. Picks up lead jammer status. Zooks, however, is stuck behind Bruce and Susan. Sank Bite. Sank Bite is going to get, or not Sank Bite, Bruce and Susan is going to pick up a forearm penalty. Can't use your forearms to stop your opponent in roller derby. We've got something about a helmet tap penalty, and that'll be Super Hut going to the litter box. 4 more points for the Violent Friends and Batty Longlegs. Stellar night for the Longlegs and the Batty fans out there. Many points being picked up by her and the Friends. Fancy moves. Susan is still in the box, which means the pivot is in the box for the Friends. So Halibut's going to try to get out ASAP, so she doesn't have to worry about the pivot not being present. I mean, I'm guessing. I'm guessing every time you go out there as a jammer, you're trying to get to the front. Like right away. Right away. Halibut winds up and runs into the side of a Girl Has No Name. Girl Has No Name is able to withstand it and maintain the shape on the Bangers side. Torrential Pain is going to be going to the litter box as Bruce and Susan is released, and Katarina Hitt is out for lead jammer status. Some funky shenanigans being taking place there by Scarlet Raven and Halibut. Unfortunately, Bruce and Susan's going back to the penalty box, and that means that there are only 2 blockers out there for the Friends. Those 2 blockers being Terrell B. Blood and Snarly Parker. Halibut is out. Going to force the issue on Katarina Hitt and forces her to call it off. We'll find out how that will affect us because, again, the Friends only will be able to field 2 blockers at the start of this jam. Electric Cutie is going to assume the star duties for El Amigos. I don't know what violent is in Spanish, and I barely remembered Amigos. Electric Cutie going from the outside to the inside. Unable to get around. Oh, just finally now able to get around. The commentator's curse is alive and well here at Quincy Hall. Lead jammer for the Friends. The Bangers have Bonks, and Bonks is just about 1 straightaway behind. Hitting it and perhaps quitting it? No, not quitting it. It sounds like they're trying to get they're trying to clear that litter box before calling it off. No, never mind. Electric Cutie is going to call it off anyhow. Once again, just 2 blockers are available for the Friends. Mayhem, poor Mayhem, getting shouted at by multiple people. So here we go. Katarina Hitt is motioning to her team to get to the front of the pack and surround Riff Track and Daryl B. Blood. Here comes Batty Longlegs trying to get around everybody and get that lead jammer status. So it doesn't matter how real quick stop there by Katarina Hitt. A savvy move by the wily veteran. Meanwhile, A Girl Has No Name is able to hold off just for that amount of time. Maybe picks up blocking out a play penalty for troubles. The penalty box has been cleared for the Friends, so they can finally start 4 skaters at a time. Pop Roxy calling their 3rd and final timeout. So that'll be they're putting it within striking distance, these bangers. 50 seconds left. There's some gesticulating here from the score. They're being told they don't have a timeout left, and they're just going to be saying it's an official review probably. Pop Roxy being informed that they don't have any. So they're gonna convert this timeout that they didn't have to an official review that we do have. An official review, for those who don't know, is an opportunity for the bench staff, captains, bench staff and/or captains, to challenge a call on one of the plays that just happened on the jam that just happened. Official reviews can happen whenever, and they can last for any amount of time. Timeouts only last for an official review is being called by the Bangers, probably a procedural one. I'm guessing they're going to be upset that the Friends got awarded a timeout that they did not have and were retroactively able to convert it to an official review.